And U.S. Border Patrol is reporting that the number of migrant crossings at both the northern and southern borders have been going down during the first part of this year. But despite the drop, the Biden administration is now exploring whether the president has the authority to shut down the southern border without authorization from Congress. That's according to new comments that President Biden made earlier this week during an interview with the Spanish-language TV network Univision. Joining us now, the co-chair of the Democrats for Border Security Task Force, Congressman Henry Cuellar of Texas. Congressman, good to see you again. Let's start right there. Is your understanding the president does have the authority to do this, and do you think he should?
Yes, he has the authority, and yes, he should. I'll tell you what, look, when Trump did Title 42, he signed an executive order based on a statute entitled Title 42. We now have, for years, we've had Title 8 expedited removals that President Obama used without an executive order, but he can use that. He can't do everything, but there are certain things he can do on an executive order. And if somebody files a lawsuit, we'll see what happens at that time.
So give us your assessment right now. You obviously represent a border state of the situation there at the border, which the numbers show crossings going down, but the administration still believes perhaps too high. And we know it's a political hot button issue with Donald Trump and the Republicans hammering at it each and every day. Give us a fact check. How are things really there?
Well, remember, in December, it was 12,000 individuals a day. The last 3 weeks, the daily count has been 3,800 between ports of entry, 3,800. So the numbers have gone down, and this is why it's important that all the resources, we added a couple of $1 billion to Homeland Security, more Border Patrol agents, technology, roads, all that. And we ought to make sure that we don't stop. Now that the numbers are going down, let's continue using resources. And again, the ones that are supposed to come in, let them come in. But the ones that are not supposed to be coming in, you go ahead and hold them and detain them and then deport them back to their countries. That's the way Secretary Jay Johnson can do it. I know Secretary Mayorkas can also do that.
Annan Giridharadas joins us now, MSNBC political analyst and publisher of the newsletter The Ink. Let's talk about the border here for the moment. You just heard the congressman give us a reality check as to what's actually going on, but the perception is that it's out of control. Republicans really using it as a wedge issue.
Yeah, I think, Congressman, a question for you on that. How do you think Democrats can deal with the fact that people are anxious about it, that there is a perception, sometimes rooted in reality, sometimes untethered from reality, of chaos and ungovernability on the border? How can Democrats respond to that without becoming the kind of B-minus mimicry of Republicans on the border, and actually tie it into reminding people that this is a country of immigrants and people move and immigrants are actually good?
Yes. First of all, I've been doing this for many years, I think since 2013, when we saw the first surge of folks back at the border. And I think we saw the special election in New York, Tom Suozzi, also carry this message. We as Democrats can be strong on border security, but at the same time respect the immigrant values. My father was born in Mexico. He became a legal resident and then naturalized citizen. So I know the importance of immigration. I know it is. So as long as we are, we're fair on the enforcement on border security and still be respectful, I think Americans will do that. But I can tell you, as Democrats, we cannot ignore it. We got to talk about it. I've been doing this since 2013. And people, as long as you know what's important to people and you talk about those issues, I think Democrats will be fine. But you cannot ignore it. You got to talk about it.
Democratic Congressman Henry Cuellar of Texas, thank you for joining us this morning.
Hey, everyone. MSNBC has a new and improved app. You'll get real-time alerts and analysis, live blogs, in-depth essays, video highlights, and the best 2024 election coverage. Download the new MSNBC app. Here's how to do it. You tap on the App Store on your phone. You hit search on the bottom right corner. You type in MSNBC. You click on the MSNBC app. You click on Get or the cloud icon and enjoy it.